Okay, it's common. Once a boxer has weighed in, they then feel relaxed and think, oh, thank God I can eat something. It's very important that you eat the right thing between the weigh in and the fight, though, because if you're going to eat something that's high in sugar or drink something that's high in sugar, this can be detrimental to your performance. I'll explain why here. Here is a graph of blood sugar versus time. Now, blood sugar is the amount of sugar you have in your body, or it's actually glucose, because once you eat it, it then goes to your stomach. That then gets transported to the liver by the hepatic vein, and it breaks down sugar into its basic constituents, which is going to be glucose in this case. Now, the thing is that then the body has a mechanism for controlling the way that this blood sugar, which could rise indefinitely and cause you to become hyperglycemic, too much sugar in the body. And what happens is an organ in the body called the pancreas secretes a hormone called insulin. This hormone, insulin, is secreted into the blood, and what it does is it lowers blood sugar level. So you don't keep going up and up and up. Otherwise, if you ate candy after candy after candy, your blood sugar level would just would skyrocket, and eventually you would die. So insulin is secreted into the body in order to lower this. Now the problem is that this is a case of balancing things out. And the two things kind of work together and they fight each other to an extent. So insulin is secreted into the body. Now watch this. This is the previous level here of normal blood sugar. And then what happens is this then causes a dip. Consequently, you actually have less blood sugar than you'd had at the beginning. Now, this is the frightening part, that this occurs so quickly. What happens is this occurs in different people in different times, but approximately between here and here is around about 15 to 20 minutes, there or thereabouts. If you get your timing wrong and you eat some chocolate, say maybe an hour before your fight or something like that, what's going to happen is you're going to be in this phase here and you're going to be cycling up and down like this. Now, this is going to make you feel dead, lethargic, tired. You're going to have no energy. It's common for people to have grey faces, no colour in their cheeks, even when they're warming up, because the body is working against what you have eaten here. So if you are going to eat a chocolate bar, and you shouldn't eat a whole chocolate bar, there's no need to eat a whole chocolate bar. There are no detrimental effects to exercising relatively starved. It's not, as long as you're hydrated, it's going to have no detrimental effects whatsoever in an amateur boxing match. If you are going to eat there, this should be done when at the end of two fights before you go in. So you're then going to be in this phase here. So if two fights before, when that fight is ending, if you want to do a half a chocolate bar, that would be the time to do it. And that would be good timing because you're going to have some extra energy. Fact is, this energy isn't going to have a great deal of benefit to you anyway during the fight. But what you do not want to do ever is to be in the situation where you eat a chocolate bar half an hour before a fight. So 3 fights or previous to that, because you're going to be dead. It's going to have no beneficial effects to you whatsoever, and it's going to be detrimental to your performance. All that hard work you've put in is going to be wasted because you shoved a chocolate bar in your face because you think, great, I made weight. So what should you do? Well, if between the weigh-in and your fight, if it's going to be around about, if it's going to be longer than 2 hours, if you're going to eat anything, eat a small amount of rice and maybe some omelette or something like that, something light. Do not eat meat and heavy things. Chicken is just about acceptable, but eating a steak or something like that, it's going to sit on your belly, it's going to jump, it's going to bounce around, it takes ages to digest, and it is without any doubt going to give you a stitch because of something that's called blood pooling. Now what happens is when you are exercising, I'm not very good at drawing, so excuse that. I'm a scientist, not an artist. The blood, when you eat, the blood is going to pool around the stomach and the intestine, because it needs to carry away the nutrients that you've just been eating to the muscles of the body. The problem is that then this blood is going to here instead of to here. Now this is a huge problem, and the blood is then going to be shunted to different areas. And this shunting is what's going to cause a stitch. So don't be eating red meats and things like that, even at all before the fight. It's just not going to work for you. I don't care how hungry you are. You can be hungry. You can live hungry. You can fight hungry. What you don't want is all of this sloshing around inside of you. So, if you are going to eat anything, then it should be complex carbohydrates, things such as rice. White rice is better than brown rice in terms of causing you less, in terms of it actually being available to you before a fight. If you're going to be boxing more than a couple of hours after the weigh-in, then that's a good thing to do, and make sure that you drink plenty of water with it, because for your body to hold on to 1 gram of carbohydrate requires 3 grams of water. So if you've got this much rice, it's going to require this much water in order just to do that. If you are going to eat chocolate or sweets or things like that, your timing has to be ultra precise with this, and I mean ultra precise. You need to have that around about 10 to 15 minutes before you begin fighting. If I were to make a recommendation, I would say don't eat it at all. I've been to fights where there's a table where the boxers have gathered after they've had the weigh-in, and there are chocolate wrappers and crisps and all sorts of things all over there, sports drinks, things like this. They are all detrimental to performance. They are all detrimental to sports performance. So if you're a coach, if you're a parent, if you're a boxer, look at this. By all means, do some more research. This is very much simplified. This is a really simple version of it, but it is not going to help you. So once again, the key points to this are: ingest sugar, goes to the stomach. This is then converted to glucose. This then enters the circulation via the hepatic vein, goes to all body cells. The pancreas spots the fact that the blood sugar level has risen, secretes insulin, blood sugar level drops. This is the critical point here. If you don't get this right, and this window is a matter of 5 to 7 minutes. If you don't get this right, you're in trouble. So, and what if there's a delay in the fight? It's too great a risk. The risk is too high. So just box hungry. You're going to perform much, 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 much better. And if you're going to eat anything at all, white rice or egg on toast or something like that is great. And I hear some people saying, oh, it's not very nice, it's cold. Tough. You're there to fight. You're not there for a gourmet meal. Use your common sense. Think, yeah, you can eat some nice food after the fight. By all means, pay attention to that. That is going to help you box better, I promise.